Okay, for this tutorial I will be going over how to make smoke particles in Unity. First we will need a smoke material. In GIMP I already made this silly little cloud shape. If you're an artist you can probably make something better, but this is actually surprisingly usable. First we will need a material. I'll call it smoke particle. In the inspector, go to the shader, particles, and additive soft. And drag that funny little cloud in there. Now we will need a particle system. And then add the particle we just made to the system. So already we have funny little clouds going everywhere. Simple so far. The next step is just a lot of settings. Let me back out so we can see the whole thing. That's good. The lifetime and speed are pretty good right now. Close to what I'd recommend. The start size should be much bigger. Yes, that looks like a big white blob now, but we'll fix it. To the emissions tab, that's checked off. Rate is about, yep, 10 per second. That's good. Shape. Cone is what we want for smoke, and I'm going to make the cone narrower. You can see the cone shape right there. 15, maybe 10. I'm gonna go with 10 this time. So it'll be a narrow plume. Now all these settings I'm suggesting here are just to get you started. Once you have an idea in mind, you can start with these, but then modify them to whatever you're looking for in smoke. Let's see. Color over lifetime. Check that off. Bring this up. This up here, these little tabs control the alpha. For example, this. Put the alpha down all the way and it'll just disappear. And that's exactly what we want, to make sure it just vanishes instead of just suddenly popping out of existence, like smoke should. I'm also going to try and modify the color. Get it to look like it's coming right out of a fire. Second color will be moved in, and grayish. That's already looking like some fierce smoke. Let's see. This size over lifetime. Check that off. Click this and we get a chart down here. And I'm gonna put this one that's way off to the side here, so that it slowly grows over time. Maybe make it so it starts off at a fair size. Yeah, that was nice. Collision. Check this off if you don't want your smoke just phase through everything. And set it to world. And you don't see any changes yet, but if we put a cube right over it, let me check where I put this thing. 0, 0, 0. Okay. Then scale it. And let's see it again. Now it bounces off. I'm going to dampen it to, let's see. So it loses half its speed when it bounces off. Just keep in mind that it will still kind of go through it. It won't bounce until the center of the particle hits. So if you want to avoid that, either shrink the particles or make these things a little bit thicker so no one can tell. And that's it. We've got a pretty nice particle here. It takes a lot less time than it took a lot less time than the last time I did this. Must be easier once you know what you're doing. I'll also go over how to attach it to the object. Let's say you've got a torch. I'd prefer to attach it to a rocket or something, but I just don't have the time to make that. That looks like a good position. These aren't attached yet. What we need to do is, where is it? There it is. Create an empty object. Put it right on there, which is for this thing 0, 0, 0. And then, well, I didn't name any of these. Let's fix that. Smoke for the particles. Torch for that. And let's call this torch as well, as to avoid confusing. This will be torch handle. It didn't save. This isn't a true torch since it lacks any fire, but the color of the smoke does kind of give that appearance. Now in the hierarchy menu, you just drag them into the torch option. And done. Now if you need to move it, you will just need to drag the entire thing, and the particles vanish unless they're selected. So yeah, as you can see, it's still moving with everything. Like way over here. Let's see how that looks in game. Whoops. Did not do that right. I have to select the torch and move it. Let's get a better viewing spot for that camera. Select it, go to Game Object, Align with View, and it'll be centered on where your work camera is. There we go. That's looking pretty good. And that's it. Okay, I completely missed a step. Apologies for that. So, smoke. Rotation over lifetime. See, check that off and it's already looking pretty good. 45 looks good, but I'm going to do random between two curves. Make it so it's always going slightly faster, but oh yes. So particles will randomly select anything between these two options. It could be as large or small as you like. Actually, I'm going to see what it looks like when it's full. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Just completely random. I'm going to keep it like that. Okay. Sorry for the amendum there, but now we're done.